Alright guys, so I'm going to be creating a textured resin piece. I had my resin all layered out, so I had a very nice marbly effect, but now it's time to apply my texture. So what I've done is, once my resin was set and it was exactly how I wanted it to look, I went ahead and buffed it all out. That helps me prepare for the texture to have a rough surface to hold on to. So now that it's all buff, it's rough, it's not too smooth or glossy as resin is, I'm gonna go ahead and start to make my texture paste and then place it on here. So let me first show you what I've got. What am I working with? So this is a product that I got recently that I've just started to play around with. It's called the Resin plaster. Yeah, basically what I was looking for was a type of a plaster that has resin compounds, because in the past I'd have my joint compound plaster, and then I would mix in resin so it kind of pulls onto any kind of surface, because resin has a tendency to stick onto anything and just not let go, which is why we like to use it. However, whenever I would mix resin on top of my plaster, it would get a little clumpy. It's fine sometimes, but for this specific look, I did not want that to happen. I wanted something that is stable and easy to work with. We're gonna use it the same way as I normally use my plaster that you must have seen on Instagram. But we're gonna go ahead and mix maybe 80% of this and then a bit of plaster, which I have right here. This is what we've got. It's just a little bit of plaster, just the regular joint compound that you'll find at Home Depot. Alrighty, so let's get started. Here's my resin plaster, a bit of water, and we've got an empty bowl. Mix everything in, and then I've got my plaster on right here. So I'm gonna take some of that resin plaster, maybe like 2 scoops. Usually they have a set ratio. However, with all these years of experience, I feel like I like to kind of play around, and I would suggest the same. That you can try your first batch out based off of the instructions on this box that I'll also have linked below. But I want you to slowly start to get a feel for what you want and how changing the ratio kind of helps you achieve that. Because I feel like that's the answer to most of your texture questions. A lot of people ask me what my ratios are, and it's so hard to tell you because it really depends on the piece and the look that I'm going for. For this one, it's more of that kind of, really stiff texture. So I'm gonna start putting in my water. So I took like 2 scoops of that resin plaster. I'm gonna start with a bit of water. And we do want to work with this a little fast because this guy tends to dry up real fast. So I will try my best to move as fast as I can. So if you see, the texture is very watery. We don't want that. We want it to be stiff. So let's add a bit more. Okay, it's getting there. It is getting there. It's smooth, a little more watery than how I would like. Oh my god, this could either be a total success or a total fail. Let's hope for the latter. I'm gonna add a bit more. All right, if you see that, I'm fairly satisfied with what we've got. And now I'm gonna add a bit of regular plaster and then see where we land. Ooh, it is getting nice and thick, exactly what I want. So the inspo photo that we're working with is this guy right here. It has that, really smooth texture at the back, which is what my resin background is, and then it has that really streaky texture paste. So that's what we're gonna go with. How am I gonna achieve that look is with my plaster and a secret tool, which is this guy. that I bought from Dollar Tree. Let's get started. So this is what we have, and we're gonna go down like this. I'm gonna take this guy and start working with it. Bismillah. Okay. So I'm gonna apply the texture first, and then I'm gonna create those creep marks. I feel like I want to kind of layer on a thick layer up top so it kind of drags down. That. Yeah, something like this. We're going to grab our handy tool. Ooh, I love it! Okay, this is gorgeous. This is exactly what I want. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I cannot tell you how happy I am right now. So the next streak is this way. I'm also going with my flow and then a little from the photo because there's always just so much that we can control. So I always really leave room with playing around with the design based off of what I feel like would work best in my situation. Always keep that in mind, that you could have something in mind, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to what's happening while you're in front of the canvas. I want it to be a little streaky, so that's what I'm kind of trying to accomplish right now. These are the final few touches. I want that little streaky effect on the edges. That's a lot thicker than what we have right now. I mean, I love where this is going right now. I already love it. It's just beautiful. All right, you guys, lighting is not cooperating, but I'm done here and we're gonna let this dry. But if you can't tell already, it's already started to dry. So the next steps from here, I might show in the next video, is that I'm gonna paint this all and then apply resin, and we're all good to go from here. So this is all gonna be black. I wish, so one of the mistakes I made this time is that I forgot to add black ink in here. So that's the only thing that's missing. I would have added the black ink right directly into the mixture, and that would have just made the whole process easier. Like I wouldn't have to go over the entire thing. But it's all right, we learn from our mistakes. So once I paint it all, I'm gonna pour resin all over. I might buff some more of it, you know, just to kind of get some of the unwanted bits out. And then we're all gonna be set with the final layer of resin. And I'll show you guys the final look probably in another video. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And whatever questions you have, please comment, and that one is gonna help me answer your questions, as I always do on Instagram as well. And second is gonna give me video ideas so I can create more useful painting hacks and processes for you. All right, take care, bye.